So welcome, our beloved, brilliant colleague, Winnie. We so appreciate your consistent leadership and commitment to community economic development. And as always at Setsi, we can begin all things by giving thanks to our creator, by giving thanks to the original stewards of the various lands we're on. We give thanks to all our ancestors, all those who toiled without compassion or compensation. We give thanks to all our elders and community stalwarts whose shoulders we stand on as we build, share, and learn together for our collective liberation and sovereignty. So Winnie, can you please introduce yourself to our listeners and viewers and share a bit about your remarkable work?
Thank you, Victor. So my name is Winnie Berta. I got married recently, so I have to remember my married name. I am the co-founder of Purpose for Impact. And what Purpose for Impact is a boutique agency that offers foundations. What we offer is branding, communications, and marketing help, so we can help them tell their stories, and as well when it comes to operational excellence. And that's what I do. I'm the co-founder of this boutique agency.
That's incredible. Congratulations. And I just spoke to your co-founder recently, and I'm just so inspired by the work that you're doing. So my next question is, what's inspiring you right now? What has you curious, or what's keeping you up at nights?
Oh my God, so much. A lot, the state of the world, what's going on in Haiti, which is my country of ancestry, and as well, making sure that the work that we do is very impactful, that we're helping people change their lives for the better with the expertise that we have. So whatever ways I can do with the world and make it a better place, I am happy to do so.
I couldn't agree more. I feel that all Black people and people of African descent globally owe Haiti such a debt. A lot of people know that Ghana was the first independent nation in Africa, but if it wasn't for Haiti and the revolution of Jean-Jacques Dessalines, Macandal, Boukman, all these remarkable leaders that's literally ignited the fire of revolution and emancipation, centering justice, access, inclusion, diversity, decolonization, equity, and ultimately fighting imperialism, we would probably still be in a very tragic circumstance, even though the circumstance has not changed in the Congo,
right.
in Sudan, across the Sahel region, in Burkina Faso. So I couldn't agree more. What's happening there is ridiculous, and definitely we need to hold space and hold prayers for all those on the ground there that are suffering due to imperialism, capitalism, and colonialism that still exists heavily in 2024. So once again, yes. Thanks for your candor and your leadership. So my next question, what challenges and barriers do you face in your work? And how are you and your colleagues working to overcome some of these challenges and barriers?
I think that sometimes foundations don't always allocate the appropriate budgets to help them in terms of their image, their communications, and their marketing. And it's often on the back burner. But in fact, what's really important for a foundation is to differentiate themselves in a very, very crowded landscape and to be able to really speak to the target audiences that they wish to speak to. And in terms of operations as well, I think that a lot of it stems from not having the proper budgets in order to be able to do so. So often foundations have it's a hot mess. Operations are a hot mess, and the communications are a hot mess, the marketing is a hot mess, and branding is a hot mess. So what we want to do is really offer a solution that is like turnkey, that is short term, because we also know that foundations don't have unlimited budgets. I worked for one myself. I consulted for one that I'm very proud of for about a year, and I know how that works, and you know which one as well, which I'm very, very proud of. So we want to be able to be partners to foundations, help them from start to finish in the project way to help them, and then they go on their merry ways and they're able to do the things that they have to do, and also hire people that can help them do that as well.
Ashe, that's incredible. And you did phenomenal work, and you continue to do phenomenal work. So once again, I appreciate your authenticity and your consistent visionary leadership. So my next question is, how do you feel about the future of social purpose and social impact work in Canada? Are you optimistic? Are you hopeful? Are you pessimistic?
So I'm a very optimistic person by nature. I think that positivity is what has helped me in every aspect of my life, knowing that what I have is today and the promise of tomorrow. But I also know that for things to change or for them to get better, they need to be more inclusive. And when we talk about inclusivity, I think that we also need to talk about intersectionality. And in that space, it's really, really important. So I am a Black woman. I'm also a Francophone that is born here in this country. So I have a couple of intersectionalities going for me. And I want to make sure that when I think of this space, that I feel represented in that space, that simply things are not just, translated, but they are adapted to my needs and the needs of newcomers that are also coming to this country. And that we're always thinking of how do we include everyone in the conversation in terms of their needs, rather than thinking very big picture in ways that no longer work. And this is why I think in the social impact space, which reminds me of the place that I had the pleasure of working with for a year and consulting with them, that we need to have not only informed-based social impact space, so we know what's going on in Canada, the statistics are changing, not only qualitative, but quantitative as well. So we know who's coming, where they are, but as well that we make sure that we have services that reflect our changing population.
I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. So my next question is, what is your ultimate goal and what does success look like to you and your colleagues?
Oh, I love that question. I think that for us, success looks like that we've been able to help a number of foundations in terms of either their operations, their marketing, communications, or both. But that also, we can also scale this project and create a database where people can find this information, found the foundations that are best suited for their needs in a one-stop place, and that we're also able to help not-for-profits as well on a pro bono way, meaning that, as you know, not-for-profits do not have budgets to be able to do these things. And we want to be able to offer them services in a pro bono way. But in order to do that, we need to make the money in order to get there.
I couldn't agree more. And when you think about philanthropy in Canada or family offices or high net worth individuals, they usually go to the usual suspects. And I think it's about time that boutique, remarkable initiatives, organizations, businesses, social driven and mission oriented businesses like yourself are centered and not just engaged, but meaningfully engaged, because you have solutions that probably no one's thought of and approaches that are not only validated in terms of evidence-based research, but I think your lived experience in social location provides a dynamic that most of these mainstream folks that provide this advice will never have for a whole bunch.
Absolutely.
So my last question, do you have closing thoughts or calls to action for our listeners and our viewers?
I would say that in terms of foundations, or I think your audience is mostly people like us that work in this space. I think it's important to continue to collaborate. I think it's important to continue to listen, to ask questions. But I'm really, really big on collaboration. I think through collaboration, and even in the future of this work that we're doing, through collaboration, we can go further. But by acknowledging that everybody has a voice, everybody has a space, and that our lived experience collectively are just going to bring us forward.
Ashe, 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 merci, papa. Thank you so much, my beloved, brilliant sister, for your consistent leadership, your authenticity, and the deep introspection, actual insights that you bring to every space and to every conversation. Since the day I met you, I've been humbled and honored to call you my sister, and I continue to sing your praises to anyone that I meet in this ecosystem. So I just give thanks for all that you are to so many. And as always at Setsi, we close the way we began by giving thanks to our creator, by giving thanks and acknowledging all the original stewards of the various lands we're on. We acknowledge all our ancestors, all those who toiled without compassion or compensation. We acknowledge all our elders and community stalwarts whose shoulders we stand on as we build, share, and learn together for our collective liberation and sovereignty. Thank you so much, Winnie. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Victor. I really appreciate the time you took with me today.
Shay.